as I sit here and eat my sushi.
Okay, I gotta
You
give you a hard time like I do Ben then. Because those are the messiest things you could eat on the show.
What's that?
sushi
Chris.
and a matcha frappuccino.
Oh, I'm eating soup.
What do you mean soup?
You are eating soup on the podcast?
There's just more soup.
Ben,
Yeah, you just proved to me you did.
What do you mean there's more soup?
Oh my god, what am I gonna do with you two?
Love us.
There's still soup.
Roll the mustache super villainly.
Why soup? You!
Hello and welcome to Star Wars Every Week Forever, the podcast in which we watch one Star Wars movie every week forever. This week, unfortunately, Attack of the Clones. Ben, how was your watch?
Fucking hate this movie, dude.
I also hate this movie.
Fucking hate it. It's bad movie. It's
Bad
movie.
movie.
Give it a 4 out of 733.
That's a very legitimate scale. If we're going by that scale, I would give it like a 52. So still very low. Chris, how was your watch?
This movie is too fucking long.
This movie is
You make a
fucking
great
long.
point, Chris. Chris, you make a great point.
This is Chris's favorite movie.
This is your favorite movie.
Right, my favorite movie. My favorite movie is fucking long.
It's a very long, bad movie. That's your favorite. I had to not only watch this, but half of Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker this week. So I am in terrible, terrible pain. Tired of Star Wars. And you want to know what the worst part is? I read a Star Wars comic this week, too. Because I'm a fucking dumbass.
I had to watch this movie twice in 2 days because I couldn't focus.
Oh, I was afraid so.
Yeah, that was great.
I did listen to the audio commentary from last rotation while I watched. It did not help. It was nice to hear other sounds. I did the same thing I did last episode, which is I picked up my Switch and I started hunting legendaries, which is a thing that I never wanted to do, but I kind of looked at my Switch last week. I was like, that's something that will distract me without making me entirely distracted. So that's what I did.
Efficacious use of time. Don't know three there.
I just needed some kind of other input. At this point, that's what gets us through.
While watching this movie this week, I had the stray thought of I want to see this movie, but instead of fucking whenever production of this movie was Natalie Portman, I want Thor movie like buff Natalie Portman. I think that would be fantastic.
The new Thor trailer came out this week.
Because I'm very removed from like the comic book sphere these days.
You want to know what's really funny? I talk about Thor Jane Foster on the director's commentary last rotation of this episode.
Oh my god, we did? You did?
I did. I started to gush about how much I like the character in the comics, and then we cut it off because there was something more important to talk about. So we've come full circle.
That's beautiful.
So buff Natalie Portman, Ben.
Oh yeah, I'd love to see that. Like fucking Anakin complaining about fucking sand to like swole Natalie Portman.
It's very empowering after watching these movies every week forever to see Natalie Portman as Thor. It's nice. It specifically fits that Star Wars niche of I need specific things to fill the void.
In a similar vein, the night I watched it the first time, Gail Simone was actually tweeting about transposing Star Trek characters with Star Wars characters in a way that wouldn't change the film, or it was still doable. So every time Samuel L. Jackson was on the screen, I was picturing Patrick Stewart.
Yo.
It is still a very viable movie.
Yeah?
It is,
Yeah.
though. Oh my god.
And who did she? She switched out Ewan McGregor with son of a bitch, Jonathan Frakes. It was definitely slightly better. Just Data and C-3PO, obviously.
Yeah. Data is already my real life spirit animal, so that makes sense.
I love it.
Yeah, it was and you know, Anakin's character, Hayden Christensen? Yeah, Hayden Christensen with Will Wheaton.
That I was about to say it's probably Will, right? It's Will.
Yeah, Will Wheaton. Ian McDermott and John Delancey, who's Q, so for those of you who are less
No, I'm aware. I'm just thinking. I would really love to see Q Palpatine.
Right? I
That
think
might be the
Delancey would eat the set in a completely different but also still incredibly viable way.
totally different performance, just as batshit. Instead of seeming like an eldritch entity coming to Star Wars, it would just seem like a coked up Palpatine. I think is what that would end up being.
Yeah, and for the parts of the movie I actually paid attention to, that definitely helped make my watch more enjoyable.
But it was not enough.
It was not enough, but it was something.
It was something.
It mitigated the
something.
torment.
I've had a very bad few weeks of trying to make the podcast work, so I am at the lowest of the lows right now. So bad movie. Also, as I noted last week, once again on this episode we talk about feet way too much. Just way too much. Just way too much. Specifically in this case, George Lucas and how he treats alien feet. So at least it's not Gungan feet this time. But again, too much talk about feet on this podcast lately. Just a lot of talking about feet.
Now I'm trying to picture Quentin Tarantino does Star Wars.
Oh no. Oh no.
Christopher.
I mean, Sam Jackson would still be in the movie.
Yeah. But yeah, I probably watched that. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely some better footwear showing up though.
I need to
Gungans and high heels.
I don't know what kind of energy. Ben, you just triggered
You
the
son
Boss
of a
Nass
bitch! You
attraction.
talked me into it.
You just triggered the Boss Nass attraction in Ben.
The Boss Nass effect.
The Boss Nass effect is very good.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, I'm unreasonably
Is it just
proud
Mass
of that
Effect,
one.
but with all Boss Nass?
The Boss Man.
Every character is Boss Nass.
In high heels.
In high heels.
Fucking stilettos.
The director's commentary, it's very important to note, it might be the horniest episode we've ever done. I don't know what was going on, but we were just in the right state of mind to point out all of the George Lucas horniness and then have our own, like, weird mentions of horniness. Like, it wasn't that we were directly horny. It was just horny.
Well, to be fair, Darth Binks is very attractive.
Oh, God.
Why would you do this?
Kill me.
Why would you do this to us?
Kill me. Last episode we talked just a little bit about this, but I want to talk about it more because I know it'll specifically trigger a rant in Ben, I think. Can we talk about the Geonosian Arena a little bit here?
Oh God, yeah, please.
So we talked about this a little bit last director's commentary. Live commentary, where we were talking about how the Geonosian Arena is impractical, assuming it is as old as it looks as from pre-space flight, because every Geonosian could just fly on right out of there. Just, like, fly right out of there. So I had the thought that it was built specifically after space flight, when the Geonosians joined the galaxy, and looked at their neighbors and went, holy fuck, we specifically need a plan to kill these people specifically. We need ritual killings for these people. So it's like a xenophobic arena for all of their neighbors. And that was an interesting thought that I Ben has Wikipedia open and is looking right now.
It was a place of gladiatorial combat for the leaders of Geonosis.
Okay, so it just doesn't make sense then.
Yeah, no, it just doesn't make sense because they just used it for ritual combat. It was like every freaking stereotyped fantasy war culture where they're like, oh, only the meanest motherfucker can lead, so they like punch each other till one dies or something.
How do they keep it in the arena? Like, that's my thing.
I guess if you fly away, you lose.
Yeah, if it's honor combat between leaders, then you have like a certain obligation to stay. But if it's like punishment, I don't know if all of y'all have ever owned birds, but it's real easy just to dock some wings and be like, now fly, motherfucker.
You make a good point. But they're like insect wings, which is harder to...
Much easier to destroy.
I was gonna say, they just fucking
I'm
love
disturbed
those
by the fact that you know this information.
Well, wait, no, but Poggle the Lesser has his wings.
Sure.
But again, like if you said it was like ritual combat between leaders, you don't get to be the leader if you leave the ring.
Yeah, but it does specify to death. What's stopping a motherfucker from just flying away? Like, you're losing in a fight to the death, and I got wings.
It's like, shit, I changed my mind. I mean, I assume you would be hunted down and murdered. I think
Probably.
that's...
Like, you know, guards with guns exist.
Yeah. I know in old canon, this is the Old Republic canon, the bad MMO, the Mandalorians would use that honor door arena. So I wasn't sure if it was like post spaceflight or... Hi, welcome to Star Wars Every Week Forever, your very thorough canon lore podcast.
Your one-stop shop for useless Star Wars information.
I can't even. I've lost my right to be the I'm sick of Star Wars person because I read 5 issues of a fucking Star Wars comic today because I saw one panel out of context.
That's all it takes to lose your license?
I've got to get another rotation going or so. I've lost my license because I saw a Amidala handmaiden in the time of Darth Vader, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then within a couple issues, I hated myself. So I've lost my license. I have to earn it back now.
Jay's trying to earn back her hatred of Star Wars.
I mean, I still hate Star Wars. It was just like, that's a really interesting idea, and I hate myself. But Ben, tell me where this comic is from. And then Chris actually told me.
Chris actually did a better job of verifying that than I did. I was real late on the uptake for that one.
I am very good at Star Wars comics.
You're very good at Star Wars comics. Fantastic at Star Wars comics.
Well, you know, since we had to watch like the Darth Sidious space baby happen in comics, you know, they're interesting.
My God. I saw something on TikTok the other day defending that fucking comic panel about like, well, no, she was clearly already pregnant in the flashback. Like, yes, but it's a flashback. Like, it's clear what's going on here, and you're just being dumb. I'm sorry. Jay's very not happy about the turn this took.
I gotta be real.
Pod racing instead.
That's true.
Chris has turned against me once again.
Ooh, I wanted to talk about that stupid yellow speeder they fly in. My favorite of Star Wars.
The yellow taxi cab?
The favorite ship in all of Star Wars.
It's the most obnoxious sounding thing ever, though.
Chris and I have in common being a big fan of a yellow
Taxi cab
transport, because my favorite random like just space flight vehicle is the Naboo Starfighter, which is just plastered yellow. And I love
aggressively yellow.
Aggressively yellow. Just like the taxi cab. We're in good company. We both love
like aggressively yellow spaceship.
Yeah. I feel like Ben doesn't have a lot to talk about because he has a little yellow submarine behind him.
Okay, but that's my boys, the Beatlays, the Beatles. So I have a question.
Sure.
So
we historically don't do well with questions on this podcast, but go.
So I'm trying to understand the internal consistencies of this movie, which is probably my first
this is
problem.
already a lost cause.
So Obi-Wan rolls up to Kamino. He's like, "Hey, you guys got some clones? You got a whole damn army?" And they're like, "Yeah, here you go. I'll bunch of them ready to go for you, boss man." So he's like, "1 second," and he goes and he fucking calls Yoda on his space droid phone, and he's like, so I think the guy who tried to kill Padme is here, or no, he's like, like there's clones here, and Yoda's like, do you think that they might have had anything to do with Padme almost getting murdered again? And he was like, no, there's no motive. So what Obi-Wan's essentially saying is the leader of the opposition to creating an army, there's no motive for the people who created an army for them to kill her.
Well, we've already made a mistake because we're assuming that Obi-Wan Kenobi is a detective.
That's fair. I don't know how they didn't catch on to the... I brought this up before. I don't know how the Kaminoans didn't catch on to him not knowing what the fuck is happening sooner.
I just assume they're a species that don't understand. Like, I've mentioned this before. They're like the Elcor. They just don't understand.
They're kind of
like,
so culturally divergent that it's hard for each other to read.
Yeah. His pro-star spy behavior.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, our clone armies that I definitely knew about for sure, and was definitely here to talk about. Absolutely.
That's why I'm here.
Well,
that's the best line in this movie, by the way.
It is.
That's
so good.
why I'm here.
That's my rant, because like, oh yeah, the people making an army don't have a reason to assassinate the person who doesn't want an army.
I mean, the real answer is that George is bad at writing.
The real answer is George Lucas.
The even realer answer is that Obi-Wan could foresee that he was about to slapbox in the rain, and thus he knew that a possible death was in front of him, so he was like, just gonna go ahead and rush right there.
And here I thought it was because, what's his name? Palpatine wanted more reasons to get Anakin where he wanted him, but you know.
God, that's one thing, like, yes. So here's the problem. I operate under machinations that no one else can understand. See, here is my plan. 20 years ago, I visited a woman and used my magic hands from afar to make her pregnant, right? And then I just fucked off for a while. And then I knew specifically that Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi would go to that planet one day and free the slave, even though everything about the Jedi would say that they wouldn't, because I have foreseen it. Then many years later, after I have brought that child to a titty club, which it canonically Palpatine did, by the way, he brought a young Anakin to a titty club. It's entirely true. Then one day, I will set up a very elaborate assassination attempt, in which I don't want the person that's getting assassinated. So I will hire an assassin that will hire an assassin. Then the first assassin will kill the second assassin. And then that little dart that he uses, because I told him to use a dart, and if he doesn't use a dart, everything is fucked. That dart will lead them to the clone army. And then I know for a fact Obi-Wan Kenobi will not question the clone army because he will see the Mandalorian, and the Mandalorian man will fight, and they will fight in the rain. And that will be the catalyst so that that little shit Yoda will know that there is a clone army, and I know he wants a war, so that's all it will take. And then while that is happening, I'm gonna get my boy Anakin some ass.
And like, imagine the pitch to Django. Like, well, actually, this is Dooku pitching it, because Dooku's the because Dooku probably pitched the assassination to him too.
Yes.
So like, imagine. I can't do a Dooku.
All you have to do is do a slight British accent, and you're good.
I can't do British. it turns into Scottish, which turns into Russian. I don't know
Now
why.
you need to
I
do
don't
it.
make the rules. They just
We have
happen.
been teasing the audience with this Scottish accent for rotations.
You know, I know for a fact that there are members of your audience that would love to hear this Scottish accent.
Maybe you should do
No.
the Scottish accent. Maybe you should do
Oh
it.
God, no! Now I'm
Maybe
under
it's time.
pressure. Now I'm under pressure. I can't do this shit.
Dun 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 dun
You
dun.
can use
Do it.
Scottish accent, or you can talk about the movie.
Oh God, that's Chris. That's evil. That is.
Give you a little Sophie's choice here.
Come on.
I can't. It's It's atrocious.
I know. Do it.
Don't,
Come on. I want
don't
you.
you? I know me, young lady.
Do it.
Sir, I used a fake Scottish accent in a D&D game with a person from actual Scotland.
Oh wow, I did not know that.
Oh, that takes balls. That takes balls.
So you can go ahead and
Oh,
do it
God.
just between us
Please
three
not.
friends.
And the
Okay,
our
I was
10
gonna say,
our 10
us, like,
listeners.
7 friends. I'll have you know. You want me to go right into Scottish?
Yes, specifically as Dooku pitching this to Django. Your motivation is we really want to hear you do a Scottish accent. Go.
That's.
Oh, also you need to convince this man to clone himself a million times, I guess.
Scottish Dooku convincing Jango Fett on the clone army.
Mm-hmm. And don't wuss out, because I've heard you use this accent as a D&D character and you just quit like 5 words in.
I quit because it turns into Russian.
Do it.
I'm
Don't
down.
quit. Commit.
Oh God,
Commit.
I'm afraid of commitment.
This is the best thing we've done on the podcast, is just pressure Ben.
Commit to the bit.
Peer
Commit
pressuring
commit
every
to
week
the bit.
forever.
Commit to the
to
bit.
the commit to the bit.
All right,
bit.
all right. Dooku convincing Jango. All right. As a Scotsman,
As a Scotsman.
how thick do I have to lay it on?
Thick.
The same level of thickness that you do every time the opening crawl starts.
Oh God, that's
Mhm.
like.
Mhm.
Oh.
You can just say,
that's like
I
my
apologize.
least shame. That's like my most shameless. Yeah, if there's any Scotsman listening who takes offense to this, I greatly apologize.
But it's time.
I, Chris, say you can blame me.
Yes, blame Chris.
Yeah, blame Chris.
Chris is my fall guy.
And not me, just Chris.
Just Chris.
Just Chris.
Getting jittery. I can't.
Do it.
I can't
believe
do
you.
impersonations.
I
on the
believe
podcast.
in you.
It's weird.
I believe in you. You can do it. Just...
I need a swig first. I need a swig of water. All right, laddie. I got a proposition for you. There's this planet outside the Outer Rim. It's called Camino. I'm gonna need you to go there and you tell them, hey, this lad Tyrannis sent you, and that you're there to create a clone army. They're gonna talk to you about some dude named Seifel Diaz. Don't worry about that. He's the one funding the project. And they're just gonna take some DNA from you, and they're gonna make a whole army.
You sound like a Muppets character trying to do a Scottish accent.
I forgot that Dooku's Sith name was Tyrannosaurus Rex.
What is Tyrannosaurus Rex?
Darth. I now dub you Darth Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I feel
Is
like
it
that
like-
was foreshadowing on Palpatine's part, because I mean,
Chris, is it
before he
like-
dies, his arms do get a lot shorter.
Yeah. Chris, is it like Vince McMahon's office where he just has a giant T-Rex skull on the wall? Is that what the vibe that we have from Palpatine right now? If we turn a corner in Palpatine's office, is there just a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex skull? So when he was dubbing Dooku Lord Tyrannus, he was just like, I dub you Lord Tyrannus. My lord, were you looking into the other room at the No, I've had this specifically chosen for you. That's my favorite Palpatine thing, by the way. Low key, he just looks around, and I guarantee he just looks around, and that's how he comes up with Sith names. He's in the car with Darth Maul, and he's just like, yeah, I forgot. Maul's just giving him a really hard time. He's just like, I forgot to name you Lord Maul.
Just as they pass the Sky Mall.
Just as they pass the Sky Mall.
Very cool, very
Where'd
cool.
Vader come from?
It's German for father.
It,
They called him Darth Father,
Yeah,
and you
that's-
were supposed to guess that he was the dad.
It is the Dutch word for father.
I wasn't planning to do this tonight, but I'm going to. I've gotten a transmission from major merchandise from Planet
Our
Walmart.
friends.
But it's not like a normal transmission. He just sent me like 2 pictures, and he was like, "Show these off." So these are official Star Wars Revenge of the Sith posters. I was going to do this next week, but this is the perfect in. So I'm going to show you 2 official Star Wars Revenge of the Sith posters. I'll put them up in the Discord, and then you can react to them. Here is the first picture. Official Star Wars Revenge of the Sith posters.
This is definitely a thing. If this was like a fan-made thing,
It'd be one thing.
I'd be kind of impressed. But that this is officially marketed, like Lucas.
This was up in movie theaters.
It just.
Okay, describe it.
Okay, did either of you see the movie Pretty Little Stalker?
I've not.
It kind of looks like they've taken the movie poster for that and just mirror imaged it. I'm going to put that image in the Discord for you.
Please do.
It's like they just mirror imaged.
I can see it.
I kind of see it. Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Mirror imaged it and like reversed the color palette.
Yeah, it's a very similar poster.
Yeah. Yeah, I see it. You wouldn't think so at first, but with them both side by side. Holy shit. So we got to describe it for the people at home.
You got whiny boy front and center. Well, front and off center. And he's holding a like red lightsaber, but you just see like a little touch of the blade. And it looks like fucking Cloud City behind him. And he's got this cape that's just flowing in the most non-cape way.
Non-cape way.
And it's like someone imposed a picture of Darth Vader's helmet over the cape, but you're supposed to think that's like the way the cape looks.
Here's the thing that bothers me about it. Yeah, it's a giant cape that extends so that it's the Vader mask. But this looks like something I would make, because it's supposed to kind of look like smoke, but they just turned down the opacity on a part of the helmet and then just called it a day.
As someone who's colorblind, I want to tell you, I didn't know it was a cloak. It just kind of looked like anything sticking out around the helmet.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
Oh my god, that would be a problem, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it just looks like Darth Vader's helmet with little Anakin behind him going, peekaboo.
That's
But that could just be the color vision.
The second one. And this was not a release Revenge of the Sith one. It was specifically, this was actually put out towards the end of Revenge of the Sith in the theaters. It was like an event poster for a specific holiday. Are you ready?
For it.
Absolutely not, but hit me with it.
So this was a Father's Day special.
No, I refuse. I refuse.
This was a Father's Day official poster. While the Revenge of the Sith was still in theaters. A real poster. A very real poster. So what are you looking at?
I am looking at the Cursed Holiday Special.
I think I've read that fanfic.
So we got this post of Mr. Vader.
Mr. The Vader.
Mr. the Vader. He's got his hand like reaching out towards the onlooker, and in big yellow text, it just says, "Who's your daddy?"
Yes, it's a picture of Darth Vader holding out his hand like he's about to force choke you with giant text that says, "Who's your daddy?" And this is an official poster that hung out up in some theaters.
Father's Day 2005.
You can buy it for $8 on eBay right now.
Oh no.
That's how I found it. Somebody bought it, and it was just a video of them opening it and laughing hysterically. I'm like, I need to put this up. You want to know what the worst part is? I swear I've seen this before.
eBay.
I just totally forgot it. I repressed it.
Yeah, $8 on eBay. You could have that in your house.
My roommate.
Nope. I already have a Last Jedi above the door poster. And I look at that rolled up sometimes and go, man, it would be cool if anybody else had this other than me who has to watch this every week.
I have some kind of Star Wars poster on my wall.
Chris.
Yeah,
$4 shipping.
I don't remember what movie it's from.
What have I done? Ben's gonna buy it. Ben's gonna buy it.
Nah.
Do it for the bit. $12 for the bit. Come on.
Don't do it. Ben.
Jay's birthday's and shit coming, right?
What?
That's a signed copy.
My birthday already happened.
It'll happen again. Oh my god, somebody got theirs signed by Natalie Portman and Hayden Christensen.
That's beautiful.
Now, okay, somebody needs to complete that collection and go get it signed by Mark Hamill. Can you imagine pulling up on a con and just going, Mark Hamill, sign this?
He would. Mark Hamill would in a heartbeat.
Mark Hamill is down for everything.
I love how much of a shit poster Mark Hamill is. He doesn't give a fuck, and I love him for it.
I've only ever seen him react negatively to one suggestion, and that was because it was official work. He's down. He's just down.
I babysat that man's children in my dreams. I know what kind of a man Mark
This
Hamill
is a real dream that you had.
Aren't his children older than you?
Probably,
Yes.
but they were youngins when I was there.
You're a youngin.
Not a youngin. I'm
You're a youngin.
old.
You're a youngin. Especially considering your unique movie views, you're a youngin.
Leave me and my old bones alone, young lady.
That was too good a line for you, a youngin, to say. Show me that AO3. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Show Me That AO3, the segment that we do sometimes on the show. This time, 2 weeks in a row, because something about me this week specifically felt like an AO3 would be good this week.
I could really go for an AO3 this week.
So Show Me That AO3 is a wonderful segment that we do every once in a while, 2 weeks in a row now, where we take out of context tags from the most popular fanfiction website on the Internet Archive of our own, specifically curated by SWAO3 tags on Twitter, and we put them up out of context. I put up 5 options. 1 of them is fake. 4 of them are real. Are you ready to play?
Always.
Yes.
All right. Number 1. Luke accidentally starts a religious farming commune. Number 2. Marriage counseling desperately needed for Area Ghostwife and Area Ankylosaurus made of hate. Number 3. Anakin Skywalker has the equivalent sexiness of Dexter from Dexter, and your subsequent attraction to him, much like the show Dexter's fandom, says more about you than Anakin himself. Number 4. The inherent homoeroticism of medieval knighthood. Number 5, no dragons were harmed in the making of this porno. One of these.
I have one question.
Sure.
These are all from at
SWAO3 tag?
the Star Wars AO3
The
tag?
Star Wars, yes. Except the one that I made. Except the one that I made. Would you like them again?
Please.
Number 1, Luke accidentally starts a religious farming commune. Number 2, marriage counseling desperately needed for Arya Ghostwife and Arya Ankylosaur made of hate. For some reason, I just can't get that out today. Number 3, Anakin Skywalker has the equivalent sexiness of Dexter from Dexter, and your subsequent attraction to him, much like the show Dexter's fandom, says more about you than Anakin himself. Number 4, the inherent homoeroticism of medieval knighthood. Number 5, no dragons were harmed in the making of this porno. One of these is fake, and 4 of them are real.
All right. I got it. It's 3.
It's 3? 3 is
4
fake?
4 is my favorite, but it's 3.
Your favorite is the inherent homoeroticism of medieval knighthood. Chris?
I'm going to go with the Ankylosaurus one as well.
Okay.
That was my pocket one, but
I can see why you would do that.
I
But
could
Ben's feeling
make that.
I wish I did, but Ben's feeling right. The number 3, Anakin Skywalker has the equivalent sexiness of Dexter from Dexter, and your subsequent attraction to him, much like the show Dexter's fandom, says more about you than Anakin himself. That was me. This is the second week I've just gone off on the tag that I added. No, Chris, I really wish I had made that one. I wish so much I had made that one. But I did not. That was the one I saw, and I was like, I gotta do this.
To be fair, I assumed the Dexter one was real because I've read fanfic where, like, Anakin was Dexter.
Oh, God.
Really?
Yeah, it is a genre of fanfic that I indulged in for a while.
I'd never seen an episode
of working late nights.
Oh, jeez.
I've never seen an episode of Dexter. I just know what it is. I knew that if I made an American Psycho reference, people would know immediately that was me. I don't know why I knew that, but I knew. So I just went with Dexter, and I stand by my statement. If you're attracted to Anakin, it says a lot about you.
I've never seen an episode of Dexter. I know very little about it. I know, like, the general premise.
I watched every episode.
I've seen every episode of Barry. Me and 5 other people in the world. Terrific show.
Kind of
Out of desperate curiosity, now that we've made our guesses, I've looked up a couple of these tags.
Yes, fanfiction expert, fanfiction expert Chris. What do you think, buddy?
So the no dragons were harmed in the making of this porno. It's called A Song of Trash and Fire. Ben and Ray make a porno. It is a Star Wars rewrite to Game of Thrones.
I'm so happy. Continue, please.
In 2018, and as their 10-year high school reunion looms, Ben and Ray are roommates still trying to make something of themselves. But that's a tough thing to do when most of their time is spent struggling with unfulfilling jobs, a shared car on the verge of breakdown, and really just getting their already overdue bills paid. It's just a little break too much to ask for. When things seem to hit rock bottom, an opportunity arises to get them out of this red by some slightly unconventional means. With the help of Rich Unca Wanwo, flagrant misuse of Ben's creative writing degree, and copious amounts of coffee, Ben and Ray get the porno of the century, starring themselves and their friends with interesting results.
Oh my God! There you go. You're the #1 podcast for Raylo shippers. We've hit you with another banger again.
Written by the prolific Harpia and Sunshine Flying. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. You've done a community service for us. I'm not being facetious.
No, thank you
Why
for your
can't I say that?
That
Thank
is
you for your service.
106,732 words long.
That makes me so happy. This makes me so happy. Thank you for your service. I will give you a salute. You've done the world a favor. And, you know, we're the #1 market for Raylo shippers, so go ahead. Go check it out.
I'm going to leave kudos on their work right now. Since we met the podcast, I felt they earned it.
I definitely don't have an archive of our own, and I definitely will not leave a kudos on it now.
And then the only other one I looked up because it was also interesting to me was The Inherent Homoeroticism of Medieval Knighthood, which also has the tag that I cannot understand the concept for, intercrural sex.
What? What is that word that you just used?
intercrural. Intercrural.
I'm just gonna assume that that's really horrifying and move on with my life. I don't like the.
That's wait.
This is gonna be a thing that I Google and regret.
Enemy of the show Google informs me that just means between the legs.
That's a really good term.
I'm so mad.
That's amazing.
So bad.
That is the dirtiest term for the simplest, most basic sex
so
thing.
much buildup.
That
so
is
much
so
buildup.
good. That is so good.
That fic is called The Fire and Fume by Himbo Skywalker. Thank you for your service.
Himbo Skywalker, thank you for your service. You have made me so happy today.
And it is a mutual pining fic. On opposite ends of the Republic, Anakin and Obi-Wan have fought desperately and apart for years, protected only by their men and their swords. But a much greater threat than separatist invaders comes, a Sith dragon of old, and there is only one living knight in the Order who has faced dragon fire. Long-parted master and apprentice must join forces to track down the Sith shifter behind the desert and across the sea before flame and ruin befalls them all. Lend me your sword, master, one last time.
This is my favorite person on the internet.
Coming in at 9,365 words. I thank you for your service. Why is finish your fic, Himbo?
Finish your fic, Himbo. I mean, yeah, that's the name of the show.
Oh my god. Chris, you're a legend.
Listen, sometimes you start writing a fic and then you say you'll get back to it soon, and then it's like 3 or 4 weeks, and then
it was last updated 05/21/2021.
Oh, there's still hope then. There's still hope.
Hope.
There's hope, Himbo. There's hope.
There's hope. You hold the hope. You hold the key.
Oh,
Skywalker, you're our only hope.
Help us, Him.
I have also left them a kudos because they were mentioned on the show.
I definitely am not doing the same.
But there, that is the participation I've given. to mix it up a bit since we did this last week.
Contribution.
Follow AO3 tags on Twitter at SWAO3 tags on Twitter. They are wonderful, and as I said last week, a while ago, they celebrated their 1 year, and I only got to mention it last week. They're wonderful. Thank you, Chris, for adding so much to that segment.
That was glorious. I'm glad we did that.
You're welcome. I intend to be of service. Also, I have so much caffeine running through my veins that I can see time.
Oh, God. Are you okay?
I'm sure work tomorrow will be fantastic.
Whoo-wee. Ben, did you think up that rant yet, or is it just gone? You had a rant.
Oh, I already did that. That was the whole, like, why the fuck is there no reason for the Kaminoans to want to kill Padme when Padme literally doesn't want them making armies?
Yeah, it was a good, well thought out rant.
Yes,
Padme also very quickly is okay with the idea of having an army.
I don't think... Okay, I'm going to defend Padme a little bit here. I don't think Padme was ever okay with it. I think she was thrown into a situation where she had no choice. It's not like Yoda, who just shows up and is like, you do that, you go die.
I am. Laura shall commit.
I'm not really inclined to cut Padme any slack since she was really quick to pick up, like, yeah, I'll bone this person I last saw when they were 9.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
yeah.
pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
Pretty bad. It's pretty
Gonna
bad.
bone this teenager since isn't he supposed to be like 19?
It's Padme's turn. It's Padme's turn. Everybody gets one episode where we just fucking hate him. It's Padme's turn. Everybody gets it except C-3PO. C-3PO's safe.
I'll point out, I have no problems with Natalie Portman. I think she's a brilliant actress. She did great with what she's given. Padme is terrible.
Padme is terrible. So, like, here's the thing. Like, they did such a great job of building this badass, take no shit, standing up for right character, and then they were forced into a position where they were like, okay, we kind of beefed it. This kid was 9 when we last met him, and she was 14. Now we have to take a person that's like 25, 26, and have them start dating an 18-year-old. How do we do that? And the answer is not well. And there really was no good way to do it, but this was not it. I think the reason why we don't give Padme a lot of shit is because all of the most uncomfortable parts are perpetrated by Anakin, but just the blanket idea is really uncomfortable in Padme's direction.
Yeah. Also, like, I know we consider Anakin the perpetrator of most things, but Anakin is also the dumb teenager with the little puppy dog crush from his childhood there. It's her responsibility as the adult to say no.
Yeah. I mean he's 18, but like still he's still a teenager.
Yeah.
I think we don't talk enough about how that's fucked up.
It's super fucked up. And, like, also, like, this kid clearly is carrying some massive trauma. Also, doesn't she bone him after watching, like, after he confesses to, like, murdering a bunch of women and children in the desert?
No, she doesn't bone him at any point in this movie. But she does bone him down the line after knowing that information, which is...
Like she's given them information that he recklessly murdered women and children, and is like, I'm a bone you.
Padme could have saved the entire galaxy if she just listened to that rant and then went, you came in on my ship, fuck you, I'm gone.
Or, you know, just once. Yo, that's fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
Just once.
Just one little that's
just
fucked
one
up,
little
dude.
that's fucked up, dude.
It's the same thing that we talk about with Luke Skywalker in Last Jedi, where he's just like, can we have a scene, please, where Luke's like, listen, you know that lightsaber I threw over the cliff? It's the same thing, but in real time. In real time, this is happening. And Padme does nothing.
Yep.
And she doesn't think like, oh my god, it really is small town America, settle for what you're given. She doesn't think for a second that after that first conversation they had when she was in the last great outfit of this entire movie, and he looked like a bum, and they were just in an orchard of flowers, when he was like, I think fascism's okay. She didn't think for a minute, okay, we're incompatible, and this is never going to work, and also, I'm going to call the cops. Actually,
yeah, but he said, I'm kidding. Ha ha. Definitely the best defense. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
He doesn't even say I'm kidding. She goes, you're kidding, right? And he goes, oh, I would never tease you. Like, he legit goes like, nah, I'm being serious. Hank like, nah, like, for real though, we should do a fascism.
We should do a fascism.
And then she's standing there in Revenge of the Sith, and he's talking about becoming the emperor of the galaxy and her the empress of the galaxy, and she's like, I don't know this man anymore. Did you ever know him at all? Or
no,
did you just like the idea of him?
He was a 9-year-old you knew for like a week, and then he was a 19-year-old you knew for like another week.
Padme wanted to fuck a Jedi. That's the only reason why this entire relationship ever happened. Padme was horny for Jedi.
Everyone is right there. Oh my god.
Right there.
Padme has a Jedi fetish. Oh my god.
Why would you pick Anakin over Obi-Wan? Like,
Why
for
in the real world? Sorry, Hayden. I'm sure you're a lovely person. Why in the real world would you pick Hayden Christensen over Ewan McGregor? We brought it up briefly last episode. And I think we brought it up briefly a couple times on the podcast, but we really don't talk enough about how Count Dooku responds so hurt at the loss of Jango Fett.
He looks personally offended.
Never mind all of the Jedi that he helped train on the battlefield just getting fucking slaughtered left or right.
Count Dooku looks like someone insulted him personally by killing Jango Fett. Like,
He
doesn't even look like angry. He looks genuinely like offended. Like,
yeah, I don't. What has happened in the last 10 years between him and Jango Fett? Like, did they just like
when you approach a man with the thickest Scottish accent you can muster on the moons of Bogdan?
On the moons of Bogdan specifically, while pretending to be your best friend who you just killed. Hey, can we talk about that a little bit? Can we talk about the whole Dooku Sifo Dyas thing for a little bit?
Yeah, let's. I feel like we've unpacked this before, but I don't know if we
Fuck
did it justice.
Fuck it. So Sifo Dyas, this is the old. Ben, I'm gonna tell the story, and then you tell me if it's old canon or new canon. So, in order for Dooku to become a Sith, he was put in a position where he had to kill his best friend. He set up Sifo Dyas to be the person that is blamed for all of this, and then it was like, I need you to go kill that man. What did you find? What is this? Chris, what did you do?
It's Dooku Jango Fett / fiction.
I thought so.
Tags of Dooku wants Jango but isn't certain he wants a child in all this. Dooku is like a cat who wants attention when you have to do something else.
Chris,
Jango knows what's best for both his son and his lover, and no beta, we hide like the Sith. It's a whole 400 words.
Chris, you are on point this week.
Thank you, Ekevka. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. There's a fic out there for almost everything. Unless it's a good lesbian ship. Then there's nothing.
Oh, really? Is that like a thing?
For more obscure characters, yes, it's true.
I totally lost where we were, Jay. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I derailed that so bad.
No, that was perfect. I needed this in my life.
No. We now know what the relationship between Dooku and Jango Fett was. We don't have to expand upon it any further. We know that for a fact. They were clearly, they're clearly enemies to lovers.
We were talking about Sifo Dyas.
Sifo Dyas. So the story of Sifo Dyas, as I understand it, and Ben, you can fact check me based on what's canon and what's not canon.
Yep.
Actually, that Dooku thing is really funny if you look at the old canon, where Dooku killed all of Jango Fett's friends. Like, all of them. That's definitely enemies to lovers. Anyway, so the old canon was Dooku had to set up somebody to take the blame for everything that was about to happen with the Clone Wars. Of course, he didn't realize that the Jedi just wouldn't fucking think about it when it all happened. So he posed to Sifo Dyas, and then he was put in a position by Palpatine where he's like, go kill Sifo Dyas, that's how you become a Sith. So he stages the death of Sifo Dyas. And then, like, puts him in, like, Mrs. Freeze style fucking hibernation after almost killing him, and then just goes over to it and broods every once in a while, like, I'll bring you back from the dead at some point. A plot point that is never followed up on. Ben, is this still canon?
It actually was followed up on, because in old canon they tried to infuse Grievous with Sifo Dyas' blood to give him Force abilities, which didn't take. That's literally the only reason they held on to his body, and I believe that was the first lightsaber Grievous got was Sifo Dyas.
How many midichlorians are there in a simple blood sample?
Oh god. Okay, so we have to find out the content of
could've-
blood in a freshly removed human hand, and then we could easily take that from the 500 that Luke lost.
And all of this is legitimate information that we're working off of.
Totally legit Lucas approved numbers, definitely not fan-made bullshit that I adore.
Definitely not just a talk page on Wikipedia.
But yeah, I believe current canon is just like he got killed on that final mission and no more Sifo Dyas. But I do also think he was held by Palpatine for a time, because Yoda has a weird Force vision in Clone Wars about him, but we don't know if that was like Yoda tripping balls or if that was like an actual thing or what.
Just like tenderly held.
Tenderly. God, I could see Chris Hart at work looking for a Sifo Dyas fanfiction.
No.
Oh no, now I'm more scared.
In human hand.
We're doing the midichlorian math.
Well, there's 500 midichlorians.
Sounds like a really bad rave song.
There were 500,000 midichlorians in Luke's hand when it got removed. I know that.
So how much blood is in the average hand?
It also depends on the individual, because individuals have different contents of midichlorians in their blood. That's why.
This is the same question I have asked pretty much since that I've slowly started to ask the last few rotations. If you take a brain and transplant it into another body, and the body that you transmit the brain into is not a Force user, but the original body was, does the new person become a Force user?
I'm going to say probably not.
Trigger warning, blood. Sorry.
True.
So it's 157 milliliters of blood.
In a human hand.
157 milliliters, give or take.
See, there's no proper way to do this math either, because I've gotten a lot of blood work in my life. Sometimes it's just a little bit, not even half a vial. Sometimes it's 3 or 4 vials. So it's like there's no legitimate way to know. I've sat there sometimes. It's just been like, oh, we're still going.
Well, there's about 6 liters of blood in a human body. There's 157 milliliters of blood or give or take, in a human hand.
This is really gross math.
So how many midichlorians does what's his face have?
Oh, he's not on the list.
This is where the path ends.
I'm sad.
I'm doing math for no fucking reason.
Make an account, say. You made me do math for no reason?
They got Darth Cognis, but not Sifo Dyas. Exactly, but not goddamn Sifo Dyas. They have goddamn Yaddle.
Yaddle is trending.
Yaddle is...
If we ever get popular, we're just going to make Yaddle trend every once in a while. Well, this was a fun... I feel like we've had a very coherent conversation for the last 10 minutes.
Have we?
I'm so mad.
You made me do math with no purpose.
It's pointless math. I use brain cells I could use for other things.
Well, much like this podcast, this particular rabbit hole does not have a satisfying conclusion.
No, but there is lots of Dooku Sifo Dyas fanfic, so...
I'm not surprised by this
There's
information.
221.
I am surprised by this information.
That's a lot more than I expected.
That's a lot more. I thought maybe like 50, 60, 200?
Some of them are Dooku, Sifo Dyas, and Jocasta Nu.
Stop.
Well, this has been Star Wars Every Week Forever, your archive of our own fan fiction expert website podcast.
He's not on my backup list either.
Sifo Dyas?
Yeah.
I hope you're not too disappointed by not being able to solve this particular answer, but this podcast is a continuous attempt to solve a question that doesn't have an answer. So we love you all. This has been Star Wars Every Week Forever. Good night.
If you enjoyed that episode, why not like and subscribe? Also, share it with a couple friends. Bring them into this hellscape that we've done to ourselves. You can catch brand new episodes every single Wednesday on Spotify, Pandora, YouTube, pretty much every other platform you get your podcasts on. If you'd like to extend the suffering, you can catch us over on twitter.com at SWEWF. We post direct links to brand new episodes every week as soon as we upload them, and you can catch the occasional other dumb Star Wars take, and who wouldn't want that? Catch you guys later.